Welcome to Weekly Wrap Up, where we wrap up the last week's NFL news today. Now, what I want to talk about is we're going to do things a little bit differently today, but we're going to go through all of the divisions just like normal. So starting out with the AFC East, we have to talk about it. Miami playing Denver like I was going to say like a varsity versus JV, but it was more like fucking the NFL versus like Pop Warner. Like, it was embarrassing if you were a Broncos fan. I was sitting there and I was just like, oh, it's like 52 to like 13. What the heck is going on? And then it just kept going up to 70 to 20. What the heck was that? I now put Miami as like the best team in the AFC because they deserve it. You know, the last time anybody scored that, I was back in the 60s. Like 30 years before I was born. That's a long-ass time ago, guys. A long-ass time ago. I'm actually disappointed. I missed the game. I tuned in. Like, I saw some of it on Red Zone, but I tuned in towards the end. I hopped in, and there's 5 minutes left. The first play, the man ran for 52 yards. They didn't score off of it. It was that last little bit where they didn't kick the field goal to, like, maximize the whole entire record or whatnot, or, like, take a hold of the record for the most points scored by a single team. But just embarrassing. Good job, Miami. But what no one is talking about is another blowout, and that is the Buffalo Bills. They scored 12 times, more than 12 times. All right, so what nobody's talking about is the Buffalo Bills had a better blowout, and you're like, how they have a better blowout? They scored 37 points versus the Commanders that only had 3 points. That is more than 12 times the amount of points there versus, less. What is it, 2 to 7? So like whatever that is, I don't think you can divide that by anything to have like a better fraction. Point is, the Buffalo Bills fucked over the Commanders, and they did it in a really, really good way. They just stomped the shit out of them. So 2 stomping by the East, and then that gets into the last 2 teams, which they both fucking suck. Jets weren't supposed to suck this year, but they do. It's sad, but they almost won. They almost won that game. New England, I don't know what the fuck you're doing, but you need to stop living in your glory days and look to build for the future because you are doing some dog shit maneuvers. And I'm just going to go ahead and move on. Actually, before we move on, I looked at my notes, and Kaepernick sent a letter to the Jets and said, hey, I will play for your like shitty little practice squad. Like, let me just run some drills for them. Let's see. I will praise up Zach Wilson. It's kind of wild. I hope Kaepernick gets a chance because I wanted him to get a chance ever since he got kicked out of the league and has this weird, like, hey, you're not allowed to play for the league, even though you're probably better than at least 7 of the starters. Like, bottom quarter, definitely can do it. Now, it's been a long time, so I don't know if he can actually play still, but a fucking paper bag could play better than Zach Wilson. So now going over to the NFC East, we have the Eagles. They actually did look like the varsity team versus the JV team against the Buccaneers. They're just bigger, stronger, but the Bucs held them in the red zone almost every time. It was actually a decent game to watch. Not like the best game to watch, but it was a decent game. And I just think they still need to like clean up some stuff on the Eagles side. But that is not what this is about. New York Giants, I'm not even going to fucking talk about that trash team except for a little bit later. But anyways, New York Giants suck really bad. Talking about that, Commanders also suck really bad and are showing their true colors. Again, they were 2-0. Now they're 2-1, and I think they might finish out 2-15. Who knows? But they're not that team. I'm sorry. It's just not that way. And then I don't know what the fuck is going on with the Cowboys. How the fuck did you lose to the Cardinals? It's like rock, paper, scissors, right? The Cowboys destroyed the Giants beat the Cardinals, and the Cardinals beat the Cowboys. I don't know how that all works out, but come on, y'all got to do better than that. Maybe an early loss is good for them for the long term. We'll see, though. Going over to the AFC South, we have the Colts. They won. That was impressive. Didn't think that they were going to win. They actually had some running yards. They had, Zach Moss had 122 running yards for like an average of 4.1, which is pretty good. Minshew won them the game. He did. I didn't with them getting Anthony Richardson back here soon. I think that they'll improve a little bit more, but a win's a win, and the Colts still doing it. And again, finally getting some running yards because they were not getting anything in the beginning of I guess it's only been 2 games that they didn't do well, but either way, they're getting some wins. Tennessee, totally lost my trust. Tannehill. I don't know what the fuck is wrong with you. You're broken, dude. Like, Just retire. I think that's the call right now. Just retire, dude. Jacksonville, what the fuck are you doing? I don't understand. You were so much better in my mind, and you're just showing that I was wrong. I don't know what the fuck happened. You need to fucking clean it up and ASAP right now. Going on to the fucking Texans. CJ Stroud looks like the best rookie quarterback. I don't know how long this clip will actually live out there and be like, hey, yeah, CJ Stroud is going to be the best. And who knows, Bryce Young might come back and be like, no, I'm the fucking best. Or Anthony Richardson actually showing that he is the best rookie quarterback this year. But CJ Stroud looks to be good. And as long as that keeps rolling, then Texans in a couple years might be a fucking competitor. Who knows? Panthers, you looking better with Andy Dalton in your first overall pick, which is fucking embarrassing as shit. And, like, your run game is awful. You guys are trash. Maybe not Bears trash, but you're pretty fucking bad. Tampa Bay, you had a really good red zone defense. You didn't let up too many points in the red zone. But, again, it's the Eagles, right? And it's just Mike Evans, Baker Mayfield, just not on the same page. Let's see if they turn it around. I don't know if they will or not, but we can hope. Atlanta also showed their true colors. They finally fucking got beat. You take away their run game, and they're trash. That's what the Lions did, and that's pretty awesome. Saints, the biggest news coming out of there is Carr went down. I don't know how long he's going to be out. I don't think they'll know how long he's going to be out. But, yeah, Carr went down, and I'll talk more about that in the Packers part. Going over to the AFC West, you guys remember when Broncos head coach Sean Payton said something about, like, Nathaniel Hackett had the worst coaching job ever, or one of the worst coaching jobs ever? Well, he's the guy that fucking lost that badly to the Miami Dolphins. Sean Payton. You put bad karma out into the world and you're going to receive something back, even if it's not this lifetime. But for you, it was this lifetime, and that's awesome. Russell Wilson not looking too bad. Honestly, their defense just fucking sucked. I guess y'all couldn't hack it. For real, though, Miami was like, hey, Jets, I got you, buddy. I got you, Nathaniel Hackett. I got you. I'm just going to fuck over Sean Payton. It was wild shit. KC demolished the Bears. What's new? You know, that's going to happen. What was also weird out of nowhere, I don't know why, but Travis Kelce jersey sales went up by like 400%. No clue why, though. Raiders, you fucking suck. Jimmy G, you fucking were awful. I don't know if you're going to be winning Jimmy G anymore, but you guys are looking pretty bad. That being said, Devontae Adams always looking good. And the Chargers finally got a fucking win. So, good job, Chargers. You guys want to keep it moving, and we'll see what happens. NFC West, this is going to be real quick. The Rams, they need Cooper back. 49ers look like the real deal and the best team in the NFC. Seahawks, Geno Smith is doing enough. And the Cardinals, y'all are playing with the most heart out of any team. You guys are like last year's Lions. Like, you might not be winning every game, but you are putting your fucking effort into every single game. And that's all I can ask for as a non-head coach. AFC North, Baltimore, you're looking pretty not so great. Lamar was not playing at his MVP level, and I don't know what's going to happen if he doesn't. Well, you're going to lose. So just pick that shit up, Lamar. Going over to Cincinnati, y'all look great by, but you finally got a dub, so good job there. I am just, good job. You guys got a dub, barely, but you got one. So good job on you. Steelers, you beat the Raiders. I still have no faith other than your defense of TJ Watt, but like, Kenny Pickett's fucking dog shit, and you guys need to replace him. And finally, the Browns are probably going to win the AFC North, which is wild because I had them losing out of all four teams. But who knows, Cincinnati might be able to pick up and get some steam because they still got fucking Joe Burrow, right? And finally, getting into the NFC North, my favorite division because the Bears are in it, and the Bears are fucking awful dog shit, from their stadium getting robbed to the whole entire rumors coming out with the defensive coordinator that just retired or left the team, and then just on the field shit, and Justin Fields looking bad. On the field, Justin Fields looking awful. I don't fucking know. There's a joke in there somewhere. Either way, Justin Fields, you're dog shit. Awful. Just garbage. I'm kind of starting to feel bad for Kirk Cousins because he's getting yards and touchdowns, and Justin Jefferson's doing well, and his defense is just bad. But I kind of called that, like, in the offseason, that you guys' defense is just not so good anymore, and you guys lost key players and you never replaced them. But yeah, really feeling bad for Kirk Cousins. Really wish he would be traded to the Jets so the Jets had some life. But one can just hope. Lions, yeah, bounce back. I'm a little sketched out for this Thursday game, but I shouldn't be because the Packers dominated the Saints. Okay, not really dominated. For 3 quarters, they fucking really sucked. But what would you have expected? I didn't expect much. Again, I hoped Green Bay was going to win just because I'm a Green Bay fan, but you were literally out, right? The Packers were out the number one receiver that they have. They were out the number one running back they have, which is like an all pro talent. The left tackle, all pro left tackle. I don't know if he's all pro. I should look it up. Elton Jenkins, left guard, really great left guard. So left tackle, left guard, so the whole left side of the line. Their number one running back, their number one wide receiver, and all pro Jair Alexander, their cornerback, number one cornerback, all fucking out before the game started. And then in the first quarter, all pro Devondre Campbell, which is our middle linebacker, captain of the defense, went out. That's 6 major starters. 6 not just starters for the team, but top of the class in whatever position that they're in, all out. And we still were able to turn it around after hurting Derek Carr. Again, Derek Carr went out, and the soul of the Saints just died with it. Like, seriously. Derek Carr doesn't play on defense, and I don't know what the fuck happened, but they were stomping our offense all day long and then just said, hey, you guys can go down. Now, we did not get points on one of the drives that went into the red zone, but red zone, then touchdown, then touchdown. Like, they came back. Green Bay came back, and Jordan Love maybe doesn't have the numbers that you would like him to have through his first interception, but 7 touchdowns, 1 interception, 3 games into it, I'd have been like, yes, give me that before the fucking season started. So either way, Green Bay, awesome. And then, as I said, we're going to change it up a little bit. So normally I put the picks right after each division, but I'm just going to go ahead and go through every single pick with you guys here now. So I'll love you. Talk to you guys later. All right, everybody. So we're getting into the picks now, and the first game up this week tomorrow is going to be Green Bay and Detroit. And so, of course, I'm going to go ahead and pick Green Bay because it's Green Bay. And Aaron Jones is coming back. Christian Watson is going to come back. They're probably both going to be at like a limited snap count. But either way, having those guys back will be a boost. It definitely will be a boost. And I have faith that Green Bay can go ahead and do that. Now, getting down to the harder games here. Atlanta at Jacksonville. I really couldn't make my mind on this, but I'm going to go ahead and just say Jacksonville because I need them to turn it around, and I believe Atlanta would be a team to be able to turn it around. Getting into a Miami at Buffalo. As I said, Buffalo held the Commanders way better than Miami held Russell Wilson. Now, that being said, Miami scored a lot of points. So I'm going to go ahead and give the uppity up to Buffalo because I think their offense is better than Miami's defense. And I think their defense can go ahead and hold Miami's offense more than Denver did. So I'm going to go ahead and give that thing to Buffalo here. Denver at Chicago. Fuck Chicago. So Denver gets this one, and they need a bounce back win off that loss. They're going to come in. They're going to get to work this week, and I'm sure that they are going to be firing on all cylinders as much as they can be. Going over to Baltimore and Cleveland. I'm going to say Cleveland. I got to say Cleveland. It's at home. Cleveland's been playing well. Baltimore, I'm going to say they need another week at least. Tennessee, have no faith. Cincinnati is going to go back to 2-2 and wash away their 0-2 start over here. Going to the Rams versus the Colts. It's week 4. I don't think they're going to get Cooper Kupp back until next week, but I'm still going to say the Rams because I believe they're a better team. But that is a tough one, and I could see you going to the Colts. I really could, but I'm going to say the Rams for this one. In my core of my cores, going to Tampa Bay at New Orleans. If Derek Carr is actually out, then Tampa Bay, no matter what. But I still believe Tampa Bay is a better team than New Orleans, just seeing them over the past few weeks. And I have faith that Tampa Bay is going to win this game. That's wild. I really had them going worse in that division at the start. And, my predictions are just bad, is what it is. I had 8-8 last week. So if you followed me last week, I went 8-8. And that was the worst I've done so far this year. But I really need to come back this week, and we're going to do some safe picks here. So Philly, picking Philly over Washington. Minnesota over Carolina. Minnesota's been making plays. I don't know if Andy Dalton's going to start or not, but if he does, they might have a chance. But they need some running plays or some just rushing yards in general. Pittsburgh at Houston. I'm going to say CJ Stroud. You got this, dude. I believe in you. it might just be because I don't believe in Kenny Pickett at all. But Houston, you got this. I'm pretty sure I had them losing this in the beginning of the year. So it's weird. Las Vegas versus Lock Cargers. I'm going to go ahead and say the Chargers are going to get their second win. They're not just like Cincinnati, but meaning that they're going to go 2-2 and kind of wash away their sins of their first two games. They were very close games. Again, they were close to Miami. I think they're going to win the Chargers game. That was the first week, but again, they're going to win this Las Vegas Chargers game. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Chargers, safe bets. Dallas, you're going to bounce back. Now, that being said, the Cardinals held Dallas's offense, and Dallas's offense didn't score those 40 points, right? So, New England, it's still Bill Belichick. I could really see him holding down Dak, putting Dallas into a 2-loss week system or 2-week loss, and just holding them up. But I got to go with the safe picks. As I said, I got to win this week with these picks. It was too terrible last week, just too many risky games. So, as I said, gotta stay safe and no safer than San Fran. My hands are with you, San Fran. Yes, I'm just gonna keep drawing because San Fran is the best. And don't take that as I'm drawing the Jets because fuck the Jets. Kansas City's gotta win that game. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. It just makes sense. And going into Seattle and the Giants, as I said, Giants are trash. They've been trash. They had a weird comeback against the Cardinals, but Seattle's winning that game. Geno might even have a couple touchdowns this week instead of just one. But those are my picks. As I said, last week I went 8-8. The week before that I went 10-16 or 10-6, and then 11-5. So if you want to follow my advice, listen to somebody else. If you want to follow this advice, good luck to you. At the very least, I don't think I'm going to lose more than half these games. So there is that. Hope you have a good one. Like some other videos, I have a lot of them. Go check them out. They're awesome. They're fucking super dope. So love you. Talk to you later. Mwah.